Hey, what's up everyone? In today's video we'll be looking at the Dorma DC400. Now this log was kind of a mystery to me because I already picked the DC500 and there was a lot of confusion in the nomenclature of these logs, so hopefully this will bring some clarity. So the DC400 appears to be a 7-pin lock, but it's not. So looking at the key we can see that we have our 6 cuts for the pins, and nothing else is interesting about the key. Looking at the housing, and this is what confused me at first, is that we have 7-pin chambers or spin chamber covers in here, along with some drill protection. Other than that, there's just a normal housing, no sidebar slots or anything like that. And if you look at the plug, we also can see that there's 7-pin chambers, but only 6 of them are populated. The 7th is empty, and I guess they used this plug for some other locks, maybe. So let's take a closer look at the plug. So this is our keyway. It's not exactly the most open one I ever seen in my life, but you can comfortably pick this lock with a 19 thousandths hook. So there's that. And looking at the chambers themselves, we can see that there is some weird, I don't even know how to call it honestly, because in chambers 1, 2, 4 and 5 there is some kind of weird counter slash overmilling. And I'm saying this because it is like a widening of the chamber. You can appreciate the sound this pig makes. So the chamber is getting wider. There's like a step, you can see those semi-lunar shapes deep in the chamber. That's like the place where it gets wider, and it goes wider on the other side as well. But it does not come back on itself, if you know what I mean. So basically it's just getting wider, and then the chamber continues in a smooth fashion. Right, so it's almost like it was overmilling, but overmilling is usually like widening of the chamber towards, like here, towards the edge, but here they did it like in the middle. I don't know exactly what's the effect of this, but it's definitely not working as countermilling because there is nothing for those drivers to grab onto, and it kinda can work like overmilling in the sense that some of these pins can give you an extra click, I guess, as they go through this step, but it's not true for all of them. And I noticed it only as most of the pins were set. Then some of them, or the last one I guess, gave me an extra click and even some counter rotation, but that's like, it's just a weird like half-assed milling in there. I don't know if it even does anything. I guess it does, but not much. So that's the weird or interesting part. And for the drivers, so this Dorma, actually what I found out, likes to use driver pins from other logs. So the DC500 used trees and tapered pins from the ASA 700, and this one, let me focus. So this is your typical GG spool, right? So like a multi-serrated, multi-spooled kind of driver. So this is a very typical GG driver that picks like a serrated driver, but if you have a faucet and you are picking like the last of these, they can also give counter rotation. So these are present in chambers 1 to 5, and in 6 we have a tapered driver. So I don't know if you can see it, hopefully you can, but it gets narrower towards the edges. So on the top and on the bottom it gets like a bit narrower. So this pin is designed to drop frequently. So how do we pick this lock? Well, If you remember, or if you watched the video on the GG Extra I did, I recommended these pins to be set not all the way in one push, right? So I think it in the Extra it was better to set these sections, like get one click out of each pin and then move to the other. Here in this Dorma, I feel like it's better to set all the pin completely right away, because it's possible and the tolerances are not that good. So you can do it, and I recommend you to do it. So whenever you have a binding pin, try to push it all the way up until you get this springy feeling, so you don't have to come back to it later. Although maybe some of these will drop. The tolerances are of course not terrible, they are good. And this tapered pin actually likes to drop, especially towards the start of the pick. So whenever you start picking this, always check the tapered pins whenever you set something else, because it likes to drop. And these others, well, they do like to drop as well, but not that much, like in a original GG lock, right? So yeah, picking these is actually very similar to picking the serrated pins. So you get multiple clicks out of them, and maybe even one extra from this overmilling, if it's even overmilling. But yeah, that's basically the whole idea. So I recommend trying to set the spins right away, completely, not like after these sections. That's basically the whole idea, and I used heavy tension as per usual. I almost always use heavy tension for this lock. So that's about it, I guess. Anyway, this lock was pretty enjoyable for me to pick anyway. So I used this Jimmy hook. I don't know if it's the steepest one, but it worked pretty well for me. And some tensioner, I know it was smooth to pick. Yeah, SP14. You wanna get as thick tensioner as you can in the keyway to have a better control, right? Alright, so I guess that's all I wanted to say about this lock. Hopefully it will clear up some confusion in the nomenclature of these Dormas. And let's get it picked. Alright, here we go. Works. Okay, let's go with a quite heavy tension clockwise and look for these binders. So this tapered in position 6 is binding first. Click on him, real rotation. 4. Multiple clicks on 4. And he feels springy. Check 6, it's fine. 5 is binding. Okay, click on 5. And something dropped. I think it was 4. Yes. Some more clicks on 4. And I think 4, 5 and 6 are set. Now 1. Click there, and another one as it made its way out of the overmilling. Now 2. Binding pretty hard. 1 click. Other click. And still binding. I think that's the overmilling. Okay, click there, and now he's loose. Perfect, and now 3 is binding pretty hard. 1 click there, and I think it's almost out. Okay, there it is. So, we have the log open, perfect. Now, let's get it. Okay, so I will just change the focus real quick. And maybe adjust. Okay, this should do it. Alright, so the circle here is pretty weak, so you can remove it with tweezers. Okay, this tail piece comes off, and I don't think you need to shim anything, at least I don't really see a reason. So hopefully I'm right. Yes, sir. Okay, let's dump the key pins. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. That's the key pins. Oops. Just rearrange them real quick. Alright. Now drivers. So we have 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Okay. Okay, I think I need to help those springs a little to come out. Perfect. We have everything out, so let me give a close-up on those pins. There they are. And the miscellaneous parts, the plug and the housing. And that would wrap up today's video, guys. So thank you for watching. Hope to see you really soon with the next video. Until then, bye.